Hey, everybody. Welcome to Devon County, the greatest recap and review show for all things HBO's Lovecraft Country. Accept no substitute. No, just don't accept no substitute. We are the greatest. And I say what? In the country? Are we the greatest? Yeah, we're the greatest in the multiverse, not just in the
Right.
universe.
All of
Every
them.
dimension, we are number one. I'm lying my ass off. But hey, I believe.
No, you're not. No, you're
You
not
should
at all.
believe
No,
too.
facts. Straight facts.
Well, once again, thank y'all for watching. Welcome. I am your tour guide, Anthony Sterling. As you can see, tour guide, Department of Tourism, Art of Massachusetts. Along with me for this ride and showing you all the sights and sounds and horror that is Lovecraft Country is I'm going to switch it up and start off with my best friend. Hey, that's my best friend. Hey, she finally got her shirt. Finally wore her shirt.
Uh-huh.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Melissa Marie Newell, who is safe and sound in New Orleans, Louisiana, who ain't got shit from Delta funky ass. So
Good enough.
good
Big
enough.
man.
Yeah, probably got a little gust of wind. And then they probably cooked some gumbo because it was cold. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Melissa Marie Newell, along with Melissa Marie Newell, is poet extraordinaire, amazing mom, awesome friend. She's been my Twitter friend. We started we were friendships on Twitter when Twitter was not Twitter.
All right.
Before Black Twitter really took it over and made it ours.
Black Twitter.
When I was still on Twitter.
Yeah, when most folks were just like,
Yeah.
hey, I ate a
What is this?
sandwich. And why do I only have 140 characters? I want to tell a novel. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Gadir Michaela, I almost call her Madeir. I meant not to disrespect. Tyler Perry. All right.
You know, somebody actually calls me that. They really
They
think
call
my
you
name is
Madeir?
Medea.
Oh,
Medea?
wow.
Oh, wow.
Madeir.
I just let them. It's whatever.
Did you just turn around and just go, hello?
Yes.
Don't do that.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. If you had the gun, you could have. Look, I don't need your nigglet wisdom. Last, but certainly not least, the thug with a hairpin pin trigger who ain't got time to be shooked by bitch ass noodles. Ladies and gentlemen, esthetician extraordinaire, makeup artist to the stars. And when I say stars, I don't mean punk ass celebrities. I mean celestial bodies. She makes them cute. Let them sparkle. Make the ugliest feel the most beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ashley effing Bro, who
Hello.
I'm not putting on blast, but it's date night,
All
ladies and
right.
gentlemen. And
Good
she
God.
is your tour guide. She is sexified and ready, but she's got her tour guide shirt
I do.
on.
With the pretty
Which-
pink. I should have got the pink. I love the pink.
You asked for
My
navy
other one
blue.
is the-
Wear your blue. Shut your face. You got your color that
Well,
you
it's
want.
I know.
October, you know.
I know. It's
Yeah.
true.
Breast
I'll
Cancer
get the pink
Awareness
one for next
Month.
time.
I'm wearing
Yeah.
I'm wearing maroon or
Yes.
Newport Light red if you smoke.
Newport Lights. Whoa.
Well, my Safe Negro t-shirt was Newport 100 green.
Nice.
And
Okay.
the folks who run that podcast lost their shit when I said that. I was like, y'all, thank y'all for the Newport green, the Newport menthol green. I love y'all for that.
But that's a specific color. So we
that
knew
is a
exactly
very
what you were
specific
talking
color.
about.
It's a very specific.
It's not just green.
No.
Right.
It's not even Pantone. It's Negro.
No.
It's Negro tone. It's the good stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into this. Just want to say right quick, we do have merchandise. As you can see, all of the tour guides are wearing our tour guide t-shirts, our badge, letting you know that we are classically trained to guide you through all things that are Lovecraft Country. And you have two options to get these shirts. You can go to teespring.com as well as tpublic.com. I ain't got time to tell you the whole damn website address, so I will put it in below in the description of this episode. So go forth, buy. I do get a little cut from it, and I will use that to pay bills as well as help my fellow tour guides start their own podcast, which will be coming. So we got to get equipment and we got to be fancy. So we needs money. I know it's a pandemic, but damn it, help out regardless. Trust me. Support Black businesses, support Black creators. All right. On with the show. Episode 8. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Devon County. We are truly in the back end, and we are going to recap and review episode 8 of Lovecraft Country, titled, Jig-a-Bobo.
Ooh.
Wow. Let's just start off with that title. Jig-a-Bobo. All right. We all know we dance a jig. We know, sadly, Bobo is Emmett Till, who is an ancestor, but also a play on the very derogatory term Jig-a-Boo, which was not very nice to us as a people, but just like black folks, we always do. We take your shit and we turn it into diamonds and pearls. So fuck y'all for giving it to us, but another fuck you for making us awesome, regardless.
And we double dog dare you to say it.
Oop.
Yeah. That part.
Do you remember the episode Jigga what, bitch?
Which one?
Which one?
What?
Why don't you just say yes? There you go. Why don't you just say episode 8?
Mm-hmm.
Let's not turn into a World Star video,
Right.
Karen.
Careful.
Careful, Karen. Karen, be careful.
You in danger, girl.
Brad too.
Brad. Be
Karen
bashful,
Kevins.
Brad. Don't get bashed in, Brad. So, few little quick notes. This is the first episode that is directed by showrunner Misha Green. This is her first episode of the series for her to be behind the camera and call the shots.
Yeah.
And
Let's give her a round of applause.
Yes, round of applause. Well, round of
She
applause for
freaked me
every
out.
director
Yes.
of the series, all the people in the writers' room, the producers, Misha Green as a showrunner,
Right.
Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams. Thank you, J.J. Abrams, for not putting any lens flare in this damn show. We didn't need it. Love you for it. Kudos, buddy.
Well, they got
Sometimes-
2 more episodes.
Yeah, oh, girl, watch episode 10.
Don't jinx it.
A lens flare come and kills Lancaster.
Right.
J.J.
There's a whole lot of
Abrams in the back.
magic coming.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of
Oh,
magic.
he needs ass whooping.
Ooh.
No.
But before we talk about
Right.
fucking up a cop on site, while we do not condone violence against police, we do understand sometimes violence against the police. So with that disclaimer, let's get into it. And boy, it starts off with the most horrendous, disgusting moment in one of the most disgusting moments in our history here in this country we call the United States of America. And that was the brutal, disgusting, horrible killing of one young 14-year-old black boy named Emmett Till. And we start off with his funeral. And go back in the history, people, please. This is still, I think he died in 55. I think it was 55.
55.
Summer of 55. Once again, this is 65 years ago. This is not 100 years ago. This is not even 80 years ago.
Right.
If you're our age, collectively, this is your parents' at childhood. This is parents' childhood.
Yeah.
Now, my dad was only 2. He was a baby. He was born in 53. My mom was yet to be born. She comes a year later, but my aunts and uncles were all out playing outside, playing on the porch. Some of them were probably in high school around this time because they're fairly old. My oldest aunt is in her 80s. So this was a very dark moment, a very horrible moment. And I'm glad that they did it. It was inevitable. You know, once we figured out, I think it was episode 3, that Bobo Emmett Till was in the show and asked the Ouija board, will I have a good time on my trip? And that Ouija board said, no, this was the lead up. This was the inevitable. If there's any folks who feel like they shouldn't have done it, a nice hearty FU. It wasn't disrespectful. It's something that actually happened. So artistic license, you can use things like this to tell a story, but also to teach and inform the folks who do not want to be taught nor informed. So, live with that. Keep that image. They didn't actually show the coffin, but if you know the history, Mamie Till, his mother, with such strength and conviction, wanted the world to see what these animals did to her baby. She had an open casket, and there was sick buckets laced throughout the church, mostly outside. Most folks were holding the bile in, the pain, the hurt, the sorrow, the anger. And when they let it out, there was a person at the door holding a sick bucket for folks to upchuck. And they use that in the show. But what I do like is they used one of my favorite 80s songs to really punch you in the face of summer, Chicago, 1955, one of the hottest summers that Chicago ever had. And when you hear Bananarama's Cruel Summer, wow. And if you, oh yeah. And just hearing the lyrics, it's a cruel, cruel summer. Now you're gone. Me sitting here on my own, it's a cruel summer. That song was definitely for the focal point of this episode. A young Black girl named Diana Freeman, who is going through some shit. Some serious shit. Dad, Uncle George, rest in peace, gone. Mama, Hippolyta Freeman, she is chilling
In the multiverses.
hanging within galaxies with
living
beyond,
lifetimes.
yes, living lifetimes beyond lifetimes of greatness. And sadly, as most times, especially in situations like this, a child has to become an adult in the worst possible way. As Montrose said, this is the, I guess, not even the birthright, but what do they call it? He said it too. It's like a comeuppance. This is what you're gonna have to go through as a Black person in America, especially at that time. You know, it's the coming of age, and it was I always said that is a fucked up coming of age.
Yeah, it's not a rite of passage.
Rite of passage. There you go.
Yeah.
This is a forced rite of passage because this whole episode dealt with literally and figuratively a loss of innocence. And it resonates with our children now because Black parents have to have the talk with young Black women and girls and young Black men and boys. This is how you conduct yourself if you're this situation, you know.
Just to make it home.
Yep.
Exactly. A lot of conversations that white parents do not have to have with their children.
Right.
So it was a loss of Diana's innocence, and it was a literal loss of Emmett Till, and fuck that bitch Carolyn Bryant who's still breathing.
Yeah. Oh no, I thought she died.
I thought she died.
Yeah,
she
cancer
died?
took her. Yeah, she passed on.
She admitted on her deathbed.
I thought she was still alive. Good. I couldn't remember.
I think she died like last year.
When
2
the
years ago,
story
I think.
broke, she was alive.
Right. When the story broke, she was alive.
I didn't know she died. Well, good.
She said it on her deathbed that I lied.
Well, good. I hope Hell is having fun.
Right. Good.
I'm at
there's
the
no
point
repentance.
Yeah, exactly. There's no redemption.
There's no
for that kind
like
of
they
you
say.
lived the whole entire life.
Hell is too nice. There's
It
got to be
is,
something
actually.
below.
Right.
I read the Immortal Hulk.
I hope her life
hell
was
is
hell.
here.
Yeah.
The below lands are here. She needs to be in the below lands.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess
oh no, go ahead.
I love that the show touched on so much detail because this is not taught in schools. You won't find Emmett Till in any type of secondary, like any
history
high
books,
school
nothing.
yearbook, history book, or anything. So I love that they dove deep into it.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Go on, because it's not because she is still alive. I figured she was.
She is.
She's still alive.
They said she died.
I thought she died.
Oh,
you know what?
86 years old.
Oh well, cancer.
Okay. Well,
I know she has cancer. I think she was suffering from cancer.
Like I said, I hope her life is hell.
Or maybe hell is just like, bitch, I don't want that smoke from you.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ashley. I do apologize.
Oh no, I'm glad you cleared it up.
I hope, like the old people say, when you led such a horrible life, you had to tie a person to die. I hope they fucking had to tie that bitch to die. I hope all the demons and everything fucking she moans in agony. Fucking.
And those were heartfelt and loved words by Miss Melissa Marie Newell right here on Welcome to Devon County. And yes,
and I concur.
And I think we all kind of we all concur.
Yes.
For something that horrendous to take a 14-year-old child, ladies and gentlemen, please listen to what I'm saying.
Boy.
I'm 43. I'm considered a grown-ass man, an adult. 14 damn years old. Two grown-ass pieces of shit pieces of shit. Took this child, beat him, shot him twice, and then roped around his neck, barbed wire, to a cotton gin fan, and then threw him in the Tallahatchie River. Now, please, folks, let that shit sink in for a little bit. Just let it sink in. And now, fast forward 65 years, and no longer stop asking yourself why these young black men and women and black women and men our age and maybe even older are in these streets protesting, angry, upset, pissed, ready to go. Stop asking. It's time for you to know. Get your shit together. Start. We can only do so much. You guys are the hierarchy. Get your shit together. It's time for y'all to see it. And if you don't want to see it, please stay your blind ass in the corner.
Get out the way.
Get out the way. You could either come with us or get rolled over. That's it. We can't play games no more. You know, this ain't no boys in the hood kind of message. This is truth. So please start using some goddamn common sense and have some, not just compassion, but some knowledge on what's been going on, and stop trying to downplay everything. Please. So that is my message. Now we continue. All right. So
sorry, you were saying Ashley. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying I was happy that and happy probably isn't the proper word, but I was just glad to see that this was included in such detail in this episode and through the eyes of Diana.
Of a child.
Because you don't just think, we look at a lot of times looking at history, you just see the big impact of stuff because you don't stop and think about the minutia of the smell, the hottest day of the summer, all those people, the open casket, he wasn't embalmed, like all of those things that you know about Emmett Till, but you don't stop and think of what a little girl who knew him went through, what the people around him went through knowing this. And plus, seeing that store shut down for Emmett, almost in reflection of George Floyd and that stuff that's happening now, unfortunately. So I was kind of taken aback because of course I always knew the story being taught outside of school. I had a black teacher, shout out to Miss Cormier, 3rd grade, because for February, she shut everything down. All we did was study Black history. And she didn't give a damn who said what about it, because who's gonna pop her? She was an HBCU grad, and we were only maybe 4 black kids in her class. And
but
guess
everybody
what? She
was
shut
gonna
it
learn
down.
something today.
We had a Black history program. She taught about everything. So even the white kids knew, the black kids knew.
Yeah.
We all knew about all of this because of teachers like her, which now are probably not allowed to even discuss certain things outside of, hey, it's Black History Month. Martin Luther King. Okay, bye.
Hey, let me tell you a story.
Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. Okay,
you guys were slaves.
Right.
And that's
and
it.
Then Martin Luther
Have
King.
fun. And then Martin Luther King
forward,
came.
Right.
It's almost like it's the Black Bible.
Exactly.
The truth comes out. Truth will truth will find its way. I don't
and
care if it comes
shout out to the truth
100
tellers.
Exactly.
The 1619
and that's what
project,
I love about this show.
And I think, Ngadir, I know you want to say something, so I'm gonna let you have the floor too. I really think this show, along with shows like Watchmen, have become somewhat of a 1619 project for television, where it's a candy coating medicine, but it's a medicine that you gonna have to take regardless.
Right.
And I'm hoping that the project 1619 project, and look, I know there's the 1776 project, which like we call civics, social studies, American fucking history. Bullshit. I'm not saying it's bullshit. The stories are already there. Right. This is another
annotated.
Group. It's all annotated and edited for white consumption. Let's just be honest. So maybe, hopefully, the 1619 project in its entirety, not just in colleges, will move into high school curriculum and even to the point in elementary school, because guess what? Black folks, we are American. Yes.
Yep.
True.
Amen.
And we are part of this fucking story. And let's just be honest here. We're a huge fucking part of this story. So it should be told, and it should not be annotated. It's time for the lion to finally tell the fucking tale that the hunter is the villain.
Right.
Amen, amen, and amen.
It's just time. So sorry, Gadir.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to say when I was Diane's age, I had a lot of questions growing up, and I'd always get the hush, like, don't speak, you're too young, you're a girl, you're this, you're that. And I made a vow that when I become a mother, that I will tell them the disgusting truth about the history that's been going on, and I think, like my parents and other parents of our parents' age, they lived in fear. And so, who could blame them? But like they think like, oh, it's ruining the child's childhood, if you tell them too much about this world. And it's like, no, they need to know. Life is not going to be sweet. So they need to be prepared for it, so that they don't run into things that doctors will quickly tell them they have a mental illness, when all along it's just the truth.
Right.
So,
and they discuss that in the show, whether to take Diana home or whether it's too much for her, because they like, she lost her friend, and he's like, no, she didn't lose her friend. Her friend was murdered.
Right.
Like, let's call it what it is, so that
difference.
way she know exactly. And so when they were having their little tiff about what to do when Diana ran off, it was kind of like, do we protect her? Do we let her know? And it's like, she's going through so much, mom, dad, now her friend, her friend. And so this girl is kind of caught up in a whirlwind,
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
that's
even
goes to your point.
Holidays, I think
I think the truth is the best armor for any of us. Good,
Yeah.
bad, or ugly.
Good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
the best armor there is.
And, boy,
and they definitely showed it in this episode. Like, they've been doing pretty well this whole, season so far. But with this episode, I think it hit hard because, she was a child. But she saw police for who they are as well, in that sense, when Lancaster, cast that curse on her.
I think since we're talking about the loss of innocence, Diana, Emmett Till, in a way, metaphorically, and bear this out, even though America's innocence was lost with the Native American genocide and chattel slavery with us, but in a way, this was a loss of America's innocence too, because now you have done this. You have taken a child, and for the Christians out there, what does Jesus say about harming a child? It's easier for you to tie a millstone around your neck and throw yourself in a river than to harm a child, because that's innocence to God. You don't destroy innocence. So America in that moment, despite chattel slavery and everything else they were doing, you did this to a child. The whole world saw this moment. This made international headlines. Your innocence, your pretend innocence that was poof too. The wool, it was pulled off of other people's eyes. Now some of you still want to pretend.
It was never great.
Exactly. But that was a pivotal moment that said, guess what? You are nowhere near what the fuck y'all say y'all are.
Right. This is not a beacon for freedom. This is let me not say the shitholes you think you were talking about has been created here,
but boy,
with a glossy
illusions.
With a glossy illusion. Exactly.
With that white supremacy allows you to believe it's all good and it's American pie baseball.
Right.
All right, keep believing that.
It's a Norman Rockwell painting. It's always going to be a Norman Rockwell painting, no matter the situation.
Well, it's changing. Those demographics are seeing to that.
Yeah, it's more of a Basquiat. It's getting crazy. Let's enjoy this art.
Speaking of crazy, okay, was I the only one scared of those two? Look, I told you, they are up there with The Shining for me. Those two little girls in The Shining. These two little girls are now up there with those bitches.
Exactly.
Because they're evil.
So
they were evil.
Let's get into
not children.
Let's get into it, because we had the funeral. Diana leaves. Everybody fans out. And now this is what I love.
Diana.
This is what I love about this show, and foretelling and foreshadowing. On the street, and she's walking, and she sees those two little, she's in pain. Her friend gone. Her mom don't know where she is. Dad dead. And she sees these two little girls, because you remember she was staring into the arcade. And when she saw the two little girls, did you notice their skin tone? One was dark skinned, the other one was light skinned. So when I was watching, I was like, oh, okay, those two little girls laughing. And Diana has she spazzes out on them, throwing rocks. And she's saying there's nothing to laugh about. Nothing's funny.
Right.
She had that crazy laugh. You know,
right.
that laugh
She kind of
like,
giggled a little. Right.
I'm going to kill a bitch. You know, kind of laugh. Like somebody about to get cut.
Or she about to lose it. Right.
Exactly. And as she's walking, who shows up? Punk
the police.
ass police. Or as the great late John Witherspoon, may he rest in peace, the police show up. And it is bitch ass Captain Lancaster and one of his cronies. I think it was Burke. I don't know if it was Burke or Crane, but that moment, that dialogue, and as I said before, the people that they chose to play these disgusting monsters, kudos, you guys are some great actors. Because I swear, if I ever meet the dude that ever played Captain Lancaster, I don't know how I'm reacting, and it may not be nice. It's not gonna be, man, you played that part well. I might go.
I know too well. I hate when it's like, they're really enjoying this.
Yeah, you know, it's a little too convincing. You know, even Leonardo DiCaprio,
nobody that good.
Nobody that good. Although he did throw up after he did his scenes, and I think it was I think it was either Sam Jackson or somebody told him, look, playing the part, play the part. So this guy here who plays Captain Lancaster, props. But it also shows that the police are some kind of stupid sometimes. Because, you know, he's asking, are you Diana Freeman? Are you Diana Freeman? She finally says, yes. Is this yours? Yes. Where's your mama? My mama on the
What's your mama name?
What's your mama name? But I just love, you know, she finally says Hippolyta and the crony. Oh, these niggers in their names.
Then African names, he said.
And them African names. And I just went,
I was just like,
ladies and gentlemen, there's a dumbass, not ignorant, stupid ass white man.
But she told his ass later though. She
got baby, that's Stormin.
I was proud of her.
That's your people name.
I was like, fuck the pigs.
And my mama took it and made it cool.
But wait a second, back to when they were coming out of the store, I noticed the tones of the little girls. Was I mistaken?
They're the same.
That they were, but no, the two little girls before when she threw the rocks at them, like one was eating ice cream, the little black girl. I thought that was a little white girl, and I said, why would a little white girl be
black girl?
Okay, because I said they wouldn't be playing together. That's
but once again,
I couldn't tell. I kind of just glimpsed.
Probably, I don't know if she was on. Well, yeah, she had to have been on the south side of Chicago because the store next to it was closed.
Was closed for Emmett.
Was also telling of her anger that this store, this joyful place, is open and selling ice cream. Yeah, and all this innocence, and my innocence is gone. But these two little girls,
and they still have
frolicking and eating ice cream. Don't you know Emmett's gone? Don't you know what happened to Emmett? Why are you laughing? Why are you having fun? There is no time for fun. I think Diana was like, it's time to grab the gat, get the gat, and get to popping. Like,
and I think that kind of plays into what's going on now with the ignorance of some people. Like, you know, we're suffering, we're going through this. This is a big international, worldwide known
how
event,
people in Japan are protesting.
You're twerking.
Yeah.
Or you're worried about a rapper getting a divorce from another rapper. Like, you know, no one can, you know. So I could feel like that rage that she was kind of expressing, because it's like, girl, and first of all, y'all eating ice cream, and my friend is laying in the casket,
and it's hot.
I'm throwing these rocks.
Yeah, you gonna get these pebbles up your head.
But did you notice that those are the same girls that played the little demon kids?
Was that them?
They were, and that's why I kept trying to see, but I didn't have my glasses on. But
I watched the makeup.
So that
session.
Wow.
So they were the same girls.
Look like kids, because them girls, they both dancers, but them girls, wow, they really did look like some kids. They short as hell.
Yes, I believe, like, when I saw their actual, you know, real life face, and those were the girls. Yeah,
right.
I wasn't even sure those two little girls, the first ones when they were eating the ice cream, were real. I thought maybe they're not.
Well, that's why I said
that could be
where she
her imagination, but she wasn't cursed yet.
Right.
But the curse was coming.
The curse was coming because okay. I am not one to be easily grossed out, but here's something y'all should know about me. I do not like spit from other fuckers' mouths. not in that capacity.
Baby.
He did that. I was like,
This is, you know what? I know I'm gonna get shot, but this motherfucker got to get his ass whooped.
Yeah.
Baby.
You ain't putting none of your glob, none of your slob, none of no.
That shit was nasty.
That was nasty. It was frothy. Ugh.
Oh, okay.
You nasty bitch.
Okay.
No,
we saw it.
you dirty hoe. You did not have to do that. But the thing is that that's what Lancaster did to Horace in the book. But he didn't put it on Horace's forehead. He took it, he spit in his hand, and then he rubbed it in his hair. Which is also a little microaggression. Let me touch your hair. Let me touch your, your cuckabugs, whatever the hell.
Yeah, exactly. But, I'm taming your whatever.
Yeah, I'm taming your naps. So when he did that, he cursed Diana, just like in the book. And the craziest thing for me is them tripping Diana and throwing her to the ground.
Right.
And once again, it's that forced, like Melissa said, that forced rite of passage as a Black child in the 1950s America, even in 2020s America. It's that here's the realization that these folks who are in the hierarchy will treat you like shit and get away with it. And you can't say anything. And the curse that he put on her was for silence. So also the silencing of a Black woman, Black child, Black daughter. We've seen that with our VP presidential debate, with the vice presidential debate, the trying yet failing of trying to silence a woman of color, a Black woman, the attempt, but the fly told the truth. The pink eye spoke volumes. So with all of that, the curses happen. She runs home, and this is the thing that caught me, was the scene I think that happened a little bit after, and that was with my Ruby, my sweet Ruby. Ooh, I love my Ruby, but boy, this moment here,
Ruby getting on my goddamn nerves.
And that's how I kind of felt. But
you're doing too much, man.
I love
my
most. I love my
Thank
woman.
you.
I love my woman, and look,
that's cool.
As a man who loves his woman, he got to stand firm even through the bullshit.
Ruby is
fucking
a white man and a white woman.
Well, okay.
Here's a white woman.
Exactly. But here's the thing that caught me. We see her go to unlock the gate, and yes, we had a Brad in the form of a gardener who asked if she's the maid. Ruby said, I ain't no that part caught me because I had strong Sophia vibes.
Yeah, me too. Color Purple. That's where my brain went. Oh,
I was waiting for
it. Right, because sir,
Miss Ruby, no, you about to get jaw jacked. I was waiting. I was like,
you asking if I'm the maid, but you the gardener. Like, where?
But once again, superiority, supremacy. I could be a ditch digger. Exactly. I could be a ditch digger, but you're still a nigga.
Yep.
Below me.
Right.
You're lower. You're lower. You are under the dirt that I dig. So for her to have that moment, I was like, okay, we're gonna have a Sophia knock a motherfucker out. Let's go.
She gonna take off that shoe.
And oh yeah, we all know Ruby and Stilettos.
With a heel.
You had to remind us of that one, huh? Woo.
I did, because
Wonder Woman with her tiara. You don't want to mess with Ruby when she got heels on,
baby. And then she got them church shoes on.
Exactly, and them thick heel. That hold a big girl heel. Hold me down, hold me up. I want to love that strong, like them heels on Ruby's feet. But
Lord, you silly.
But that's not to diss. That's not to diss sweet Ruby, because Ruby is my girl. My thing was, there is a moment, and I hope we get Ashley back because she is in the perfect. There we go. You were in the perfect facial expression.
Because
you were just like,
my electricity just went out.
Oh, okay. The remnants of Delta, you bitch.
Yes. God damn it.
So as we speak with,
I'm gonna be in the dark.
We're gonna call it Ashley After Dark. But no,
I like that. I'll subscribe to that one. Let's go.
But here's where it started to turn into most films of the time that we still have, where we have of those days like The Help and 12 Years a Slave and anything that dealt at a better time in America when Negroes knew their place. Who shows up but the white savior known as William, which I went, oh, that was a nice move. That was a smart move. I like that. That was smart. That was well played, because now we get to see how fake and bullshit the white savior is. His demeanor, the way he acted, it looked like she never truly showed any emotional attachment to the woman he supposedly loved. There was no protection. There was no anger. There was no, if you don't step away from my woman. Now, and I know he wasn't going to say my woman, or get the fuck away from here, or you're going to find that shovel up your ass. Something to show that I understand. I will not let people, anyone harm you.
He allied all wrong.
He had it right till he got it wrong. And what I love about it is he been had it wrong, because later in that scene, boom, truth comes out, because there was some that. Oh man, I guess let's just talk about that sex scene. Lancaster spit, and this little moment here, no. No. And I like a good sex scene. I like a good one. But I was you know what? I was really stoked to see the potion start to take effect.
Yeah.
That was dope as hell.
That part was awesome.
And for me, I said, if Uncle Ruckus was a real human being, this is the key. This is what he needed.
He would be an addict.
Or if you're Daniel Cameron, who is the AG in Kentucky, I'm just going to say, this is the potion for you. You can live out your wildest dreams.
God, he drank something already.
He drank something, but the skin color didn't change.
Yeah.
But with Ruby,
but the insides did.
But the insides did. And Ruby becomes Hillary again, and there's this, this passionate sex scene, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, we getting some Caucasian love. I'm okay with that. Until William went to scratch her back, and I said, you know what? Sorry, Ruby.
Yeah, it's gonna happen again.
This here, the blackness must be free, and she starts to come out of her cocoon. I'm gonna call it a cocoon. Caucasian cocoon.
I got you.
But I just had to say it because it tickled me. And she burst out. Lord, did she burst out? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, special effects people. They even said it. We can't hold all this black in here. Ain't no special effects in the world can hold all this blackness. Let it free.
Right.
And they have the passionate love scene. She starts to rip through. Hillary is no longer even noticeable because pieces are flying everywhere. William is just like, I'm going to town. I thought he was changing as well, which, because, when he threw Hillaruby, that's what I'm gonna call her, on stage. Hillaruby.
Right.
Hillaruby at that stage on the bed, there was like this massive explosion of flesh and guts.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is turning into Skinamax for real. All right, let's watch some scissoring. I'm good. But he stayed, as William and didn't convert to Christina. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm all right. I'm fine. But before that crazy sex scene, the kiss in the tub, Ruby's expression just pretty much spoke volumes. Because you remember when he started kissing her, she started getting into it, and then she had this really disgusted look, you know, almost like, motherfucker, don't you see I'm in pain and you want to get freaky? Which we now know that's why she took the potion, because she didn't want to be. that conversation between her and Christina, boy, if there was ever a moment I said, I'm not about violence against white folk, but I understood if it would have happened. That was the moment I wish Ruby, along with the gardener, would have just took that fist, pull it all the way back, send it all the way to Africa, and ride the middle passage across Christina's face. But it didn't happen. And as Ashley said, Ruby started to work my goddamn.
Right. And that's the problem I have since you finised.
Yeah, sorry.
You have the smoke for your sister and for everybody else, for the gardener. But when it comes time for you to, you're getting the truth. Now you're getting the truth that this bitch do not care. And the man who you are also fucking is the same person. And so you have smoke for everybody else, but the person you sleeping with, and they telling you they do not care about the things you care about.
Right.
And you're going to still associate with these people. But you're mad with your sister, you're mad with everybody else. But why aren't you having the same type of energy for this person who is literally fucking you and fucking over you? And we know she using her. So why you don't see that, I don't know. It's because you're just she's self-serving at this point.
Yeah.
Like you just now just care about yourself. So
and Christine called her on it.
Yeah.
Christine called her on it.
Christina hurt her
You
feelings.
know it.
She called her on it, and I said, I can't stand that bitch, Christine. But I said, guess what? In this moment, she's right. It's because you wanted it, Ruby. That's why your ass busted out of Hillary. You wanted it. You may initially have felt guilty because it's fucked up, and I understand that, like,
that you want to feel good on a funeral.
I'm thinking this white man at the end in LA did it. So it's some fucking Stockholm shit. I don't know, all kind of psychology to that.
Yeah, because you're sleeping with a white woman. Essentially, anyway, you're in bed with a white woman. That's
there's all kinds of psychosis going on,
and you're pretending to be a white woman, sleeping with it. Like all kinds of fucked up, like you said.
Yeah, Ruby just needs that whole scene needs its own show from us, because I'm still playing that in my head.
Yeah, it's one to process.
It's so layered, right?
It is truly.
We might have to come back to that because I'm still playing with it in my head. But Christine did say though, she called her out for herself,
right?
You wanted it, and I couldn't argue with that. She wanted it, You did.
Right.
You wanted it.
And since we are talking about Wonder Karen, let's go back right quick and talk about the moment when cousins interact again. And man, I'm sorry, we are not too like Christina, but damn, did she drop bars with fucking Tick. She was doing some Eminem 8 Mile dragging to Tick at that moment. Just that one line he said, where during the funeral, they were out to look for Diana, but Tick went in a different path. He was not going to the Five and Dime. He wound up in a mausoleum, which come to find out is a Braithwaite mausoleum. Christina sitting there, all Fatal Attraction looking, all what was that crazy movie? Basic Instinct. I was waiting for her to cross her long ass leg and do all kind of crazy stuff. And Tick just tells her, I want to know magic. Show me how to cast the spell. And the moment when she asks, you've been having my cards, so why? And Tick just said, you know what? I'm going to just say it. Straight face, straight no chaser. It's my birthright. And the comeback that Christina hit him with, as I said, I do not condone that violence. But if that punch from Africa would have came, when she told him, you don't have enough whiteness to sell that birthright, to sell that privilege. No, that entitlement, excuse me, because she said it perfectly. You do not have the whiteness to sell that entitlement. I just went, I have to agree with the Karen.
So you're still like, she was just telling him you're a nigga. No matter what you got, you're a nigga.
You don't have enough whiteness to sell what you say. That's what she said.
And look, and I'm not saying nigga because in there back then it was the hard R.
Yeah.
Well, letting them know.
He basically pulled a Jay-Z on the takeover when he had that classic line, "We don't believe you. You need more people." And that's what Tick needed, more people, because she was not buying that damn story. But he did give they had a little trade-off. Once again, you want to deal with the devil, be prepared. Give her the key to the Ori, which we know is broken for now.
Right.
And Christina shows him a spell for protection. And now we fast forward when we go back. We have the Ruby
and
situation.
Tells him what he needs for the spell to work.
And tells him
blood, intention.
And intention.
Off in some later things.
Right. And a sacrifice. It has to be a sacrifice. In order to upset the balance of nature and nature not coming back after you.
Right.
You have to have a sacrifice. That's what it is. So Tick, have him what he got. And the way she told him goodbye. See you soon, cousin.
Right.
Like you gotta do like that white guy meme.
Would y'all have trusted that protection spell that she was giving him?
Funny enough, I trusted it. I didn't trust that Tick was he gave her that key. I don't trust the bullshit he pulled. I'm thinking, because Black people always have to stay a step ahead. I just don't buy that went smooth like they wanted to. Maybe it did, but I just did. I was like,
he think his step ahead was the machine is broken. He thinks his run up on her is
but
the
I
machine
still
is broken.
think something else beyond that. I just I could see, I just
yes.
Her to it.
Yeah, because the way she took the key was so gently. It was like
and Tick believes that they're gonna find the book. So he's
exactly
really focused on that. So he thinking they're already one up because she's looking for the pages and they're gonna have the manual due to their the woman ancestor dream. So they think they're already one up ahead. But they forgetting it's a super Karen we talking about.
Right. Wonder Karen powers.
So
form a cell phone calling on the cops. No, I'm just but no.
I feel like Tick has been pulling off some fuckboy vibes a little bit in some parts with the women.
Ashley's man.
Because
no, because
him and Ruben making me mad. You're right.
But we still don't know what Tick was doing when he was in the multiverse. So that's why I say something.
But we kind of do. We got a
little bit, but not.
No, I mean, like he was sitting there judging his father, and I can understand because of the beatings, but he was kind of like taking his father's traits in that sense in his own life.
Like to keep secrets.
Yeah.
Well, this episode was secret heavy. Like I seriously thought the credits was gonna decode a secret. Like it was. Can you? I
gave up there.
Yeah. Can you hold a secret? Can you keep a secret?
Yeah,
sure.
Even Letty.
So can this show.
Yeah, Letty got Letty pregnant. She don't.
Letty never told him.
She's pregnant.
But he knew already. So
and the reason why he knew is
he
was in the
But at the same time, we get an insecure moment. Our Korean Condola show.
When he saw those shoes.
Oh man, they were outside by the mat.
I said, Letty is about to tear it down.
And look, he acted like a real black man. Look, he thought about it for a minute. He's like, "Oh, might as well bring my ass on in that house."
And if you notice,
there was no escape. Just go face it, bro.
But did you notice the camera shot? Because you remember the camera shot was nice and even and straight. And then when he saw the shoe, the camera just started to tilt sideways. Oh, shit. And it tilted perfectly with his movement where he was just leaning on the post. Like, God.
When she was sitting in that house when Letty walked in, when she was sitting in the house, I was like, oh, shit.
You're looking for a room? I'm looking for
tea spilling.
Oh, yeah. You already know. Have to hear that conversation.
Oh yeah.
Then when he walked in, the foxtail demon looked at him. Letty just kept looking straight. She didn't even look at him. I said, "It's about to blow up." And my boyfriend was like, "How you know maybe she gonna take it?" I was like, "This is Letitia fucking Lewis. She's about to blow up. She's not gonna blow up in front of this bitch, but she's going to blow up.
Yep,
going to blow up."
And once again, As Gadir said, Tick really is starting to show fuckboy tendencies.
Yes.
He was called out on it, not only by Korean Condola, and let me put some respect on that name, J.I. J.I. put him in his place. As she was explaining who and what she was, you could look at Letitia and just like,
yes, her
the
facial.
look of her just read and spoke volumes of,
Like, I can't believe this shit.
I'm gonna beat this bitch ass, and then I'm gonna cut this nickel ass.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
you gotta
I'm
catch the girl before the dude. You could always get the dude later.
yeah. I'm
Get the
She's
girl.
like, I'm pregnant by him.
Yeah, before you get on that United airline to Korea, I'm gonna fuck you up before you go. Because I want you to know I don't care what kind of spirit you are.
I done died already.
I done died.
Yeah.
I done seen heaven and hell with a gunshot, and I ain't too impressed. So I know I could fuck you up. But she held her reserve
For that baby.
She
that baby
gave,
was the only reason.
and you know, we
Yes.
saw that. You saw them. You know, we saw those facial expressions during the VP debate given by Kamala Harris, because them
Right.
those looks. But the moment when JR told him, you know, she said, "Look, that's my nature," and
Right.
she looked dead at Tick and go, "And what's your excuse?"
Right.
And I was waiting for Letty to just be like, "Excuse for what?" But she held herself. No,
Right.
this story needs to be told. She kept her composure. Tick, you know, the moment she said, you know, when Tick asked, "Am I going? When I'm gonna die? Tell me right now." Blah 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 blah. Well, it was different with you. You didn't die. I don't know why. My tails were supposed to make you explode into, you know, a massive Kool-Aid spray. Who knows? But you didn't die. Then why the fuck are you here? And Letty said them words.
Yeah.
Because she loves you. And woo, rise up, court's adjourned. She did that Judge Judy get up from the stand and walked clean out. And Tick, being, you know, fuckboy prime now, Tree has been relieved of duty. He decides to get ugly and tells JR that what we had in Korea was fake. It wasn't real. So you needs to get the fuck on. But JR
That is
being
so messed up.
oh yeah,
That
but
was,
JR
he
being
was a fuck boy for that.
oh yeah.
And
That
she
shit was
didn't
real.
ask to be that spirit. Her mama
Right.
put it in her.
Well, what I love was her look afterwards.
Right.
It was that look of, nigga, you lying. I'm gonna just do this. You lying. And I know
He
you
loved
lying.
that woman. He loved
Huh?
her.
He loved her. No matter
But
what
He was shocked
He
when
loved
he
her.
found out what she was.
Yeah,
was it real
but
love if you don't know who they really are?
What he loved who he thought she was.
Yeah.
Believed she was. And to a point, didn't they, even after he found out what she was and she told him they were together, didn't they? Yeah, because didn't they make love and nothing came out?
no.
Oh no. He hauled ass naked.
He hauled off.
Yeah.
Butt ass
Yeah,
naked in episode 6.
He ran away from her and
He
never
asked what the fuck was wrong with you? What is going
But
on?
I
And
thought they had a scene after.
no, that scene was before when they were
before.
in the at the barracks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they were on
she
base.
tried to explain or whatever. He was just like,
I could have sworn they were able to make love without those things coming out.
No, she thought she could
the
control
last
it.
time when he was, you know.
Before, but that was when he told her, you know.
Oh,
she
so they
took his
did
V
make
card,
love before.
and then they had another
like
scene.
a whole montage of
Okay, so then
moments.
I don't know then.
But it was a moment where she couldn't contain herself, so
Right.
her nature takes over. She had moments where she controlled the nature, and then her nature was just like, no, boo.
She started to feel guilty.
Well, I thought she'd
Right.
only controlled it with him because everybody else ended up a hot Kool-Aid
Right,
spray,
but-
like you said.
She did
But
at first.
also, right, but also his blood. Keep in mind, his blood is blessed.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Magic in his blood.
Magic in his blood, kind of a protection spell.
And plus, he was innocent too, virgin. So guess
Yeah.
what? At that time,
But at the same time, she couldn't say exactly how he was gonna die, or when he was gonna die. She just knows what I saw is your end.
Right.
And usually the end is her making him explode. But she saw even further. So with that being said, he pulls the fuckboy move, runs upstairs. Letitia just lets it all out. She gives him the riot act. And at one moment, I was like, you being a little harsh. But as it went on, this dude deserved it. Yeah. No, Tick deserved it. Like, I had to sit there and finally go, yeah, bro, you deserve this one now. You got to sit and take your lick, bro. Just sit and take it. Right. And then I went, but you holding secrets too, Letitia fucking Lewis. Which I'm sure those secrets, which those secrets, is not as crazy as I got a 9-tailed fox demon in my goddamn house and you fucked them. Right. You fucking demons, bro. Right. I may have a bun in the oven, but this girl got tails coming out of Cuda. Right. We gotta kind of rationalize who's got the craziest secrets. Mm-hmm. So that happened. Tick becomes Tick. Army boy, soldier boy. It's time to sacrifice myself, throw myself on the grenade. I'm going. Well, where you going? I'm going to Christina, which he had already did.
Right.
And what does she? Go ahead.
Just to point out real quick, Letty kicks him out and then asks him where he's going.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what we do.
Martin that's what and we Gina.
Do. I mean, she loves him, clearly.
She loves him.
And she's like, get out, just get out. And then she's like, where you going? And then she follows him to whatever to pick up. And she's like, no, that's too dangerous. Like, no. Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, she loves him real bad. You're going to get on our nerves, but Black women will always ride for you if we
last love you. Week, Montrose and Sammy were Martin and Gina. This week, Nick and Letty are Martin and Gina.
Foolish and crazy.
They are, foolish and crazy. And they stick together like flies to shit. And they stuck together like glue. And now we keep it moving because we've had the moment of, how can I put it? Some good realization. And I know I might be missing a few things because in all honesty, a lot of it really didn't pertain to much. But we will go to the horror. Let's just get to the horror. Topsy and Bopsy. Pop locking fools, pop locking and dropping, bringing death to your doorstep. I was in love with these two.
Those things.
And just a quick little history, quick little side note. Topsy is a character because if everybody did watch, y'all had to have seen the cover of Uncle Tom's Cabin. Mm-hmm. That was in the bathroom when Diana ran in the house after being cursed, and Montrose. Oh, that moment between her and Montrose.
Yeah.
That was a realization to Montrose too. You the one that said this is a rite of passage, and now you see what that rite of passage does to innocence.
Right.
Her telling him, you not my fucking daddy. Matter of fact, my dad is dead. Oh, where's my mama? She's on a guy trip. Well, when the fuck is she coming back?
Right.
So Diana was definitely growing up way too fast. Her innocence is gone.
Right.
It's gone. And now she's cursed by this punk ass policeman. And as she's in the bathroom trying to clean the mark off, trying to get the spit off of her face, she sees the book of Uncle Tom's Cabin while she was listening to music, and then the music changed. And it turns into a minstrel. I can't remember the name. I just remember Stop Knocking at My Door, Knocking at My Door, which was an old minstrel from 1867, I think it was. I think that was the date. And what I loved about that scene, you see the cover of Uncle Tom's Cabin, and you have the two little girls, Topsy and Little Eva. And if you remember Little Eva was the little white girl who was frail, who was always sick. And Topsy, the way they describe Topsy, she was the precocious little girl that just always led Eva into trouble.
But of course,
right. Whatever. But she was very smart, but she had no moral fiber. That's how they used to describe Topsy. Okay, whatever. Topsy was a child, just like Eva was a child. Children are precocious, they get into trouble, so be it. But one happened to be Lily White, and the other one was blacker than pine tar.
One is seen as innocent,
and the other is seen as the devil. So we see Diana leave the place, but what I love was the cover, because you see them, and then the next time Diana sees it, you see Bopsy, which they said the light-skinned one was Topsy, the darker one was Bopsy. And what I love is that you see her hand on Eva's face, and her head had been bashed into the mirror, which I thought was so damn dope. Which was also, I believe, drawn by the great artist Afuya Richardson, who I am so trying to get on the show. She's the one who has done all the character design, set design, drawings, and storyboarding. She did the art from Orethia Blue comics that Diana draws. That's all her. Y'all check her out. She's on Twitter. She draws for Marvel. She's just dope as hell. So here comes the foreshadowing. She gets to the train station. Train dies because of the rolling blackouts. And oh boy, we see a little, and I'm gonna call them what they call them, little pickaninny girl walking backwards.
Skipping backwards.
Just pop locking backwards. And she's, poor Diana, man. Diana, like, God damn, this day can't get any worse. And then you see Bopsy poke her head out. And they really did use the whole Topsy little Eva thing, because Bopsy is the one, the little darker one, is the one that tells Topsy time to get into mischief, just like Topsy was in Uncle Tom's Cabin. But what got me is when Topsy truly introduces herself and bends over backwards to say hello.
Oh, God.
And that damn minstrel start, someone's knocking at, stop that knocking at my door, and am that you, Sam, and all that shit. Because, white folks really thought we talked that way. Newsflash,
Right.
When you don't know a language and you are learning the language the wrong way, you will speak in that language very broken and sometimes incoherent. Ask anybody who lives in Louisiana about fucked up languages. I'm done with that. And trying to speak. I've said my piece. And I thought it was dope as hell. Y'all was scared. Ashley, Melissa.
Yeah, I don't like those things. I refuse.
Hell yeah.
And did you notice the grin?
Little demons.
Yes.
The ever-present grin?
Yeah.
That was sick. That was dope as hell.
They're like the little girls from The Shining. I told you that. They're like in my canon of like, no, I don't ever want to see you bitches again.
Come play with us forever.
And then they were doing almost like urban dancing, but in this, like, I guess, I don't know what it's called, like
kind of,
like whatever that,
like
yeah.
And I'm like,
and they were like pop locking and stuff, and I'm just like, oh hell no.
And it was on
to this creepy music, right?
Yeah, it was on. It was on.
And those nails.
Oh, and did y'all notice going back when she got when she got cursed? Did y'all notice the cream of wheat man?
Yes.
On the wall.
Yes. Only because you said something.
When his eyes went,
I was like, oh, look at his eyes.
Just the way his eyes followed her. I was waiting for his mouth to go, that bitch in trouble.
Yeah, me too. It's like, oh, you done done it now.
You done
they
done
were so they were so menacingly evil. Like, but they fuck with you. I mean, there's evil, but there's that evil that's like, all right, I'm gonna play with you a little while. I'm gonna be torturous with you. And that makes it worse. Cause like I'm like ready to, like, if it were me and I were Diana, I'm just gonna probably fucking kill myself before I let you two demons get me, because I'll just run real fast and knock myself out. Hopefully I die. Because I don't want to face what you want to do to me. I just don't.
But not Hippolyta's child.
I know.
Hey,
right. I know.
Mind,
I'm scared of shit like that. So that's why I said I would have done it. I'm not. I don't want to go through the torture.
Right.
What I love was,
please let that wall just knock me the fuck out.
Right.
Get it over
her
with.
Focus into becoming truly Hippolyta's daughter.
Yeah. Right.
Because and before we get there.
Montrose had to ruin it. Sorry.
Well, we'll get to Montrose. But the God, okay, you know what?
Fighting these demons.
Men are trash. Well, he couldn't see. She thought he was.
Doesn't matter. She said, "Let me go."
Yeah,
let me go.
Let her go. Let her go.
Shit, I got demons to fight.
I will say.
Oh, and she was whipping their ass too, though.
And she was getting ass.
She was getting it. Well, I mean,
that thing and said, "Whoa!"
What they was gonna do? But it was like you're fighting Turbo and Ozone.
Right.
Unless they have a magical broom.
Oh, you went way back. Turbo and Ozone.
You got it. Yeah. You just had to avoid the claws. And they were doing all of this. And all you had to do was, oh, okay.
She was working out. she had her baseball hat on, and I was like, I didn't know the baseball hat.
She had a Negro League. It was the Negro League. I don't know. The Chicago Athletics, I think that was a Negro League team.
I forgot their name.
The CA. Because it's not the Crawford. It's not Crawford. It's a Chicago team, but I don't know if it's Chicago Athletics or whatever. But
whatever it was like, okay, so she already knows about baseball, so she ready to back little demons up, and she was swinging for the fences.
Right. Well, you remember in previous episodes, Montrose was supposed to show her how to pitch and also how to swing.
Yeah.
You remember how to get her swing right. So she's a little athlete.
She learned on the go.
Right.
She learned on the job.
Trial by fire. But before she gets to that, when she goes to
Lancaster. But before we get to Lancaster, I really want to talk about little exposition, but also a really good father-son moment between Montrose and Tick.
Oh yeah.
Where Montrose sitting on the corner, taking him a swig. Hey, it's hot. I need a drink.
No.
And what got me was when he saw Tick, he divulged, hey, Diana was here, but she ran away again.
Mm-mm.
And instead of Tick going, well, damn, did you know where she went? Did you cheat on my mama?
Right. Being irrelevant again.
Okay, I get it. He's a kid. He's a grown ass man, but now he's reverting back to a child with childlike intellect of you broke the family dynamic. You messed with my mom. You're gay. You probably was, boot scooting boogieing with every queen that you know, hurting my mama while she stayed home alone. I want to know if you hurt her, because black men, we protect our mamas. We may not protect the other women, but we gonna protect our mama.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, and I was happy the way Montrose answered him, because he didn't flip like last episode.
Right.
He told him, I had desires, but I never acted on it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really loved what he said was, your mama lost everything in Tulsa. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
We just wanted to have a family.
Right.
And when he told that to Tick, and you could see Tick was like, oh, stop with the bullshit. And he looked at him and said, familiar love is way better than any other love.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have a family unit, you have love, you have caring, but you also have protection and safety.
And support.
And support. So you have those 5 things. And when he said that, and I just love how he told, because the way he said it was truly like a father having the father-son talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is life now, and I love his little blessing yet curse. I just hope you blessed to live long enough to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that moment, he said that, you could see Tick's face change, because he almost went to the ugly cry. When he poked his lip out and he went,
right.
But he knew his dad was right. He knew he was right. Because no matter what you think about him, he never once disrespected your mother.
Right.
He never went creeping, and when he told the story about the pastor, who was definitely gay, but had to hide. And then they threw him in an asylum and cut half his brain, because they figured, okay, that's the gay side of the brain. All right, whatever, doctors,
But that explains why he was so deathly afraid of being found out.
Oh, yeah. What he
now. Right. So even though he doesn't have his wife, he still knows that there's still danger in being out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Openly gay.
Because like he told Tick, I choose having a life than being found dead.
Right.
Or being in an asylum or found dead in the park.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which at that time, I was trying to do some research. Yeah, there was a case where a gay couple was killed and their bodies were left sitting on a park bench.
Wow.
Boy,
like, they have some no good motherfuckers on this earth.
Yeah. Boy. And I mean, look at what's going on now with black transgendered women who are being killed just for being them.
Right.
Look at, was it Matthew Shepard?
Yeah.
Well, he was white. He was a gay man.
White, yeah.
And he was what, beaten, killed,
tied to a fence pole, yeah.
I mean, people are fucking sick. And Montrose understood that. So Montrose had to go into survival mode, and he had to hide and suppress to the point where it ate him inside, and he kept the violence and passed it on to his son. He passed the hurt and pain and regret and just anger straight to Tick.
Fear.
And fear to Tick. Trauma. It's what it is. But that moment, I thought, thank goodness they did it, because it was needed. They needed to have that moment, because right after that, he pulls out the damn book. And now the answer of who the hell is George Freeman? Is Uncle George in another dimension? Oh, maybe Uncle George. No, ladies and gentlemen.
His son.
This is Tick and Letty's son, George Freeman, who writes Lovecraft Country. And I just love how Montrose is like, wait a minute. What was all this? So this is our story? He's like, yeah, it's our story. Things have been changed. And what I love, because I read the book, he used, it's the book that he described.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Uncle George survived Artem. Diana's not Diana. They had a boy named Horace. And I'm just sitting there going, yes, finally some exposition. Tell them why you changed all this shit. And, Christina's a man. But when he goes into the future, he said, no, I love how he said it. Yeah, it's not good. White people rioting.
Yeah.
Right.
So my question was, what year? Because I was looking at the book itself, and it does look like the sci-fi paperbacks that came around the 60s and 70s from its look.
Yeah.
Looked like it was written in the 60s and 70s.
And he looked young in the picture.
He looked very young. So he's probably in his 20s, maybe 30s, maybe 30s. In Black Don't Crack, he might be 40. So even with that being said, I was thinking about riots and all of that. If it's the 70s, you think about the like during President Carter, during his time, where they had the fuel shortages and the unemployment was out of hand, and Jimmy Carter was stuck between a rock and a hard place with the what was it, Iran hostages or Iraq hostages? I forgot.
No, it was Iran. You're right.
Iran hostage.
Which they let the black people go because they identified. They said, we know what you want in your country. But when Ben Affleck made his little poor ass movie, he wanted to keep that part out. See how they whitewash every fucking thing.
So
I'm sorry, that was an aside.
No, it's all good. It needs to be said.
It's an important one.
Well, it needed to be said. And I thought maybe, he's in the 70s, which would make George Freeman probably 20-something years old. But then I said, no, even though he looks young, he might be a little older. Could be the 80s. Reagan,
And you see, I just assumed he was talking about now. And he wrote the book back then. The book's been out for a while. Right. So I think he kind of like flash forward to our time with white people actually protesting.
Right. Misha Green said, bring him to 2020. Horror movie all over. He'll enjoy it.
Or white people rioting the Vietnam War. There were a lot of counter protests for that.
Right.
So that would have been that time period.
Vietnam,
the child would have only been like 10.
10.
That was
10,
he'd been a child.
He'd have been a child.
So you either going into his 20s, 30s, or 40s, which would be the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Or it is 2020 that he got zapped into because a woman wearing a hoodie gave him the book and then flung him back into the portal. And the reason I say this is probably 2020 because the woman had a robotic arm. You remember Montrose said, so that's when the woman pushed you. And he's like, yeah, with the robotic arm. Yeah. There's got to be a happy ending to this, right? Because the way Montrose said it about the book, he's like, tell me there's a happy ending. And Dick just goes, maybe.
And the irony of Montrose looking for the silver lining, or being the optimist here.
and you see that even him wanting to have the silver lining, a good story, a story with a happy ending for Black folk.
Yeah.
We also see Montrose, the hero, Montrose, the father. Montrose, the protector. Because now Tick has to divulge everything about the curse. At this moment, he's a protector, Ashley. I saw that face. I saw that face.
He still got a secret.
He still got a secret. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
does. Is there some other stuff you never told me about?
Told me? Right. I'm dyslexic.
And that face told it all. Like,
and that face, I'm like, here we go again, Montrose. Goddamn.
But I think the main secret, George might be your daddy.
I hope that's not it, because
I hope it ain't at all. But we kind of figure
probably so, because that is a big secret.
That's a massive secret.
Right,
you know, because you're telling me for 20-something years I've been calling this man uncle and you daddy. Now you're gonna see Tick cast some spells.
And then look at the situational. Then look at the situational irony of him talking about he knows that Letty's pregnant, but she's not saying anything. So that's situational irony, because you might, who you think your daddy may not be your damn daddy. So I was kind of chuckling at that. You want to talk about babies, huh?
Right.
I'm messy though.
I'm just waiting for Tick to have that moment. You ain't my daddy, no damn way. Like, you know, when you date a woman with children and you tell them, hey, don't spill the drink. You ain't my goddamn daddy. Oh wait, you're 5. I don't know if I should fuck you up on sight. But we have that moment, and it was a wonderful moment for Montrose to say it straight up. I'm gonna protect my son and my grandson. If it means I gotta die,
or die trying.
Die trying. Because you remember what he said? I always thought I would die by a bullet or the white man's noose. But dying from magic, that's jazz. And I just look at you, you classy son of a bitch.
Yeah, that man's a hell of an actor.
Look at you, Montrose or Montrose. No, Montrose. I said I was gonna take Omar and Montrose.
I'll take Montrose. Yes.
So Montrose, look at you. And
it's coming.
Yep. And there was a little bit of comedy. You know, they tried to practice. They tried it, and we learned Montrose is dyslexic. But we also know he does have a secret. Like Ashley said, what's the damn secret? Maybe we'll find out. He goes, he does it. But what I thought was so cool, him reading the words of Adam, hitting every note. He was singing, he was hitting it.
Right.
And when it he just goes, go back and whatever. Amen.
I know, it can't hurt.
It can't hurt. Tick was so funny about it too. Tick's like, are you serious? It can't hurt. It just can't hurt. We calling on attention. It's all about attention. All about attention. Right. We calling some spirits we don't know. I'm gonna call the spirit I do know.
Exactly.
What you was gonna say, Ash?
No, I just said it can't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. But we also have some more goddamn secrets.
Prayers.
With praying in the house of the Lord when we know the devil is coming. Letitia fucking Lewis. I give you kudos for it though, because she did do it for the man she loved. She wanted to protect him. But here's where I say, fuck you, Wonder Karen. Because she did the white feminist movement in the church. Let me see if I can use my femininity and womanhood and sisterhood for this little sister Negro. And maybe, just like I did the other dark one, I could put her on my team. Because you saw when Letty said, I need you to make Tick invulnerable. No, I won't do it for him. I'll do it for you. Thank you, Melissa. The eyes, right. I don't know if you saw your brain, but yes, the eye roll was strong. That shit was funny. But when you deal with the devil, you got to come with you got to give a gift. You got to sweeten the pot for the deal. And while Tick gave her the key, which he told Montrose, they can't use it. The machine's broken. Letty goes and gives her the negatives to Titus's pages. Now, my question is Letty a step ahead and maybe just gave her the negatives of her and Tick laying in the bed? We don't know yet. You know, and that was a good conversation too, between Letty and Ruby, because that's, I think, the moment that really must have worked your nerves. Ashley, when Ruby and Letty were talking, and Letty was like, you know, I didn't take pictures, and Ruby was talking about survival. You know, sometimes you have to save yourself and not be ashamed of doing it.
Right.
Totally agree. You know, look, that was a harsh moment. Self-preservation. But she tells Ruby, "Hey, I'm pregnant." And Ruby says the same thing I said at the beginning of the fight with her and Tick. If your ass would have stayed with Marvin, you'd have never been in the shit you in. But as Montrose said it perfectly, you can't tell that woman what to do. And it was true. I mean, if she wouldn't have got in the car, or if she'd have just stayed with Marvin, Letty would have never died. Letty would have probably never gotten pregnant. Letty would have never been through what she's been through. But do you blame her? I don't.
No.
Destiny wrote the story. She's following, you know, scripture and verse. It is what it is. But that kind of worked my nerves with Ruby.
Because Ruby is in no position to talk about people's choices.
Oh, yeah.
Or anything regarding magic or whatever she does.
Right.
Because she's serving herself just as everybody do what they can for themselves. That's just human nature.
We're all self-serving.
Exactly. But
especially after we see the preview.
Yeah.
Right. And then I feel like Letty is just trying to be more trying to just keep everything together. Because like you had told Tick when they were fussing, everybody around you has died.
Yeah, except you.
No, yeah, except him. Because she's died, Uncle George died.
Montrose was damn near dead. They were starving him, but he said, you know what? I listen to Nina Simone. I'm getting out this damn hole.
Right. And I feel like Letty is just trying to keep everything cool. And I feel like she's doing, you know, the motherly thing, the nurturing thing. Now she's
the
just
foundation.
She's just trying to keep everything cool now. Now she don't care about. She told him shit was demonic. The previous episode or the one before.
Pages are evil. Look what it's doing.
Right. Keep on going after this to what end? Just to what end? And so I feel like she's just trying to hold down the fort.
Yeah.
But y'all keep playing with Letty.
But
and
then,
y'all know that after a while it's gonna regulate all this shit.
Hot sauce about to make its appearance.
Right. Y'all
sauce will show up.
She got a baby now, and she got this protection spell, so these bullets don't even penetrate. They don't even mess.
Which was very crazy because, like I said, what's her name played it perfectly. I ain't doing it for Tick. I'll do it for you. Why? Because we're sisters and we're going to take down the patriarchal system and yay, feminism. And all along, she's just like, I got your black ass right where I want you.
Because Tick can't have that spell on him.
Right.
Just his dad, the dad had removed that spell so he could do that whatever he was trying to do.
Exactly.
So she knows she needs Tick to not be impervious. So she could
put the mark of Cain.
Sacrifice,
right. And like she said, I found out that while it made my father invulnerable, it also heals people.
Right.
So when she put the mark of Cain on Letty, who knows what blessing she might have gotten because of that.
Right.
You know, so other than being impervious to bullets, she was like, Luke Cage. She had her moment, and we'll go to that moment because after the conversation with her and Ruby basically saying, and this is why Ruby, which is crazy, Ruby trusts Christina William or William Christina. It's almost like saying Bobby Christina. Rest in peace, sister. I'm gonna call them Billy Christina. The reason she believes and actually will follow her is the fact that she's being truthful and she lets it all out and she tells the truth. She doesn't hold anything back.
I know all about that.
Yeah. But with Ruby, like Melissa said, when Christina put her in her place, you don't really give a shit about Emmett Till dying. You really don't. You're about yourself. What popped out of Hillary this time while William was putting putting the bone to it, was that you were reborn as a selfish bitch. Plain and simple. And then when she had the conversation with Letty, and I'm talking too much, y'all interject. When she tells Letty, they gave me magic and I became a white woman. I got the Marshall Fields job. I got this, I got that. And guess what? I found out I don't want to be a white woman. But I did like when she said, I don't want to forgive the spaces I'm not welcome in. I shouldn't have to do that. I need to create my own spaces. And I can do that with magic. So now she's becoming a revolutionary magician. But all I can say is take that shit to Hogwarts because it's not going to work for you.
She's, you know what? Let me just say what Ruby's becoming.
She's not,
at least in this episode, self-righteous. She's becoming fucking self-righteous. Very self-righteous.
Very.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna wait to see how this plays out because I want to give her the benefit of the doubt too, to see how her evolution continues.
Yeah.
But right now, she's very self-righteous. Very.
I do have a question. Do you think what's her name? Christina.
Karen is right. Good job.
What happened to her, at the river when they were beating on her and wrapped around her neck?
And you know what that's from?
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you know what that's from? Oh, is that what your question is? Okay, yeah.
Right. No. What I was saying, do you think she did that because of her conversation with Ruby earlier that day?
I'm glad you brought that up. I was wondering the same thing.
Have that one. Oh,
I was thinking, like, at first I thought maybe she did that because she wanted to see, actually. But then I thought, no, not that selfish bitch. No. Not her, not Miss Manipulative.
Okay, I think we might be in the same boat. You know what popped in my head when she did that? Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. We heard a story about a 14-year-old boy who was beaten and slain and shot and hung by a barbed wire and thrown in the river. I went through the same thing. That Me Too bitch.
And that's what they would do because they have. If you want to, let's add some historical fact here. A lot of white women, the white feminist movement has hijacked a lot of women, black women's movements, a lot of black people's movements, civil rights movements. They have taken it, used it to their advantage, hijacked the movement. And it's funny.
It's always on the coattails
because that's exactly what they did to Me Too. If you had to ask 50 million people
of black pain and sorrow.
If you had to ask who started Me Too, they tell you, oh, that was Alyssa Milano, maybe Rose. You see, so that's exactly what I thought too. At first, I thought like Gadir. Oh, maybe she is having an awakening. I said, nah, fuck that. That bitch is manipulative.
No,
not at all.
Right.
Because
if anything, she relished it. She wanted to let me see. Like it was grotesque.
Because there's nothing to lose. She bounced back out the water.
Exactly. And
brand new.
Come back to Mamie.
Nothing happened.
A son cannot go back to hug his mother, and a mother cannot hug her son. But this magical slut.
Right.
I mean, hold on.
Unless she's going to use it. No, guess what? But you said something. She might be using it. This was a move. It was strictly to put her at an advantage. Now, how she's going to use it, but it wasn't. At first, I thought for a moment, the human in me said, okay, she's having a moment of compassion. And then I snapped out that like that. I said, fuck that. Not no white woman.
And you know what? Congratulations to the writers and Abby Lee, who plays Christina, for playing that part well, for us to feel like we can't even trust even that.
I didn't, and that's what I'm saying. Now I could be wrong in the next episode, but I think she's manipulative.
I think it was a morbid curiosity.
Yeah,
right.
Period.
Right.
Let me
morbid
see
curiosity.
And that's
she
still
paid
grotesque.
them to do it,
right.
just like, and even the white men who were doing this to her said that's a horrible way for anybody to die or whatever. So but you just were curious to satiate.
But Ashley, that's even more grotesque.
Exactly.
That's even more
crazy bitch.
You did it out of fucking curiosity.
I was about.
No one should have to go through it.
Exactly.
To have compassion.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're right. That's even more grotesque. That bitch didn't have a moment of compassion.
Girl,
I'm more
it's mockery.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
It's a complete mockery of black pain, and not just black pain.
Sacrilegious.
It's a complete disrespect to.
Oh wait, hold on. You just said black pain. Black pain, just like entertainment, for their consumption. They consume our pain. There you go.
Right.
That's what
the whole sadomasochistic,
I'm glad I was able to help.
Kinky,
right?
Like they say, don't kink shame, but where does this really come from? They have that whole. I don't even know what it's called when they dress up like the master and the slave or whatever the hell.
Right.
All of that to play into
girl,
some
they're just
rolling
trying
and shit.
S&M.
It's to get off.
It's just them going
They
back
call
to
it
the
slave
days.
play, from what I heard. Slave play. That's exactly what it's called. Fuck you.
I'll
fuck
check
them.
Pornhub later on this evening. I don't know.
Hey you, hey cutie, there's a cute little dog. But this is the thing too, though. I mean, it's just, you know,
Well,
it's gross.
Yeah, it was very sickening. And when she popped out of the water, and once again, privilege
Clean,
came out of the water.
Clean as a whistle.
But look,
zestfully clean, mind you.
Right. She just started crying.
Like
well, and then started laughing.
But then, well, look at the slave play. But look what they do that with too. Think about this. Think about Negro spirituals. Oh, they always want to hear a Negro spiritual, something that's filled with pain and grief and hurt.
When they visit a black church.
And look and listen how they talk about it. Oh, I was so moved I could hear the pain. I would be abhorrent. I'm abhorrent to feel someone's pain. Like if someone breaks arm and I feel it, I wince. Like it hurts me.
You know when it's not real.
Fucking thing.
When it's truly not real, when they say that, but you don't see not a tear one too.
Because you don't feel the pain.
Who hear the old spirituals, even at church, even in a moment of joy, pain, that tears still flow.
And you know what?
So,
And let me tell you something. As a white person listening to an old Negro spiritual, if you can really identify with that, you should hang your fucking head in shame and walk away.
Right. Them songs are about you.
That's what you should.
In all honesty, them songs.
You should feel ashamed.
Who wrote that?
Who's inflicting the pain?
Thank you.
Is it Carly Simon? Who wrote the song "You're So Vain"?
Carly Simon.
Carole King. Okay, I bet you think this song is about you. Here's the answer. Yes, that song is about you. So
your ancestors, your grandmamas, your grandpapas,
all of y'all.
And we gotta move on just a little bit
faster.
Thank
you for that, Gadir, because that helped me to see that more clearly. She don't
reenacted.
Right.
No, she don't deserve.
She paid them to reenact a brutal killing,
a massacre.
To say to herself, like you said, grotesque. You're fucking evil, bitch.
But also for the
because you have no pain in your life, and so you the only pain you know is from fake shit you got to pay for.
Tell me she's gonna get blown up, Anthony.
Or daddy don't look. Well,
does she get blown up? Don't tell me. You know what?
I'm not saying. I don't know.
I want that bitch to be blown up.
I have stopped. I stopped trusting the book after episode 2. Okay. I don't have any clue anymore.
I'm about to start this book because
they give. I gave you a book, but they give you a little bit, and then Melissa, they're like,
I'm not banking on much because they are still here in existence. They usually win.
Yeah,
they usually live on.
And let's keep in mind,
I don't want you to break your heart because we already know it always works out for them.
But guess what? I'm not gonna just like good and evil will always be. But guess what? They are becoming. Guess what? Their children's children have children. Guess what? Even your children. But guess what? This is what I'm convinced of. They're gonna be such a fucking small, tiny. Minority. Yeah, you'll hear squawking. Every now and again, you'll hear something echoing like a squawk, and you'll be like, "What's that?" Oh, that's them motherfuckers.
Right? Because they can't take being called Karen right now.
Exactly, they're being outnumbered.
They think Karen is a racial slur.
Yeah, I heard that bullshit. Get out,
girl. Bye, Karen.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, as it said, let's not karma. Let's not karma.
Let's hope so, but you know.
All right, so we gotta speed it up because.
Oh yeah. Ashley has a date.
So
don't blush now. Oh no, that's not.
Her face got pinker than her shirt.
I don't need. That's not that.
This time,
she look blushing. Look at her. You look gorgeous, but okay. Tell us all about it.
All right. No.
On our other show.
There we go. On the other show. Yeah, y'all can have that. That's why I'm gonna do like this. La 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 la. We go back to Diana. Diana is starting to Hippolyta up.
Right. She's powering up.
She's powering up. She's like, she told him straight up, this ain't my final form. I'm about to get there. So she follows Lancaster back to the lodge, which was so crazy because as she's waiting to follow the car, who but shows up but good old Topsy and Bopsy. And the little dance routine. But what I love was the eyes. The eyes that
in the alley.
In the alley. It was creepy and awesome. You know,
and she was like, I ain't got time for y'all.
She like, I gotta go talk to these pigs.
Right.
So she meets up with Lancaster.
So the other monsters.
Yes.
Exactly.
She kicks through the door I was like, look at
Which I
Diana
love.
kicking the door, waving the 4-4 if she had.
Yes.
And she just goes, is my mama dead? All right, straight to the point. And Lancaster with that piece of shit just goes, probably.
That's not fucking whitening sometimes.
Pass me the Hellmans. You know, that's what I was waiting for. Where's the mayonnaise? But they start to have a conversation. What are those things that are chasing me? Just told her straight.
Lift the curse, right?
Live the curse. Well, I can't have you telling people about our conversations, which does come from the book. Because when Horace would try to tell Hippolyta or George or anyone, he actually had asthma. He actually suffered from asthma.
Oh, okay.
And the curse made his asthma worse to the point where he would faint and be in the hospital. So with this one, it would take her voice away. Once again, here's some symbolism. White man trying to take the voice of a black woman. The voice of a black woman. Powerful voice, mind you, because if she speaks, it all falls down on him. Yeah. And she has a moment, a beautiful moment where she looks at the crony and she tells him straight up, my mama's name is Hippolyta. Yep. It's Greek, asshole.
They're loud and proud.
Right. And with so much pride. Hippolyta is probably watching on her big 100-inch telescreen in far out space going, that's my baby, y'all. Powerful magic, you know, probably zapping aliens, you know, doing things of all kind of sci-fi awesomeness, discovering probably. And with all of that, he does say, I will take the curse off if you bring me the Ori. And Diana, being Diana, said, I'm going to just return this favor that you gave to me back to you. And she spits.
She should put it in his face.
I wish she'd have just go at a 45-degree angle.
Right.
Like a what they call them things, a trebuchet, and just fling that spit dead in his face. And she said the three most beautiful words that were very popular back in the 1970s. Fuck you, pig.
Right. I ain't giving you shit. Just like I ain't giving you
and
shit.
And walked off. And at that moment, I had to go back. I remember the speech. I did not remember the young queen who said it. But we all remember the Right to Life March, right?
Right.
After the what was the high school that got shot up and a bunch of kids were killed from
Douglas, what was it? Was that Douglas? What was that? You talking about recently? Well, not recently, a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Douglas something. What was it? What was that school? Because the guys, the young David Hogg went there.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the school, and I'm sorry, kids, teenagers and kids who went there, because that was
Marjorie Douglas High or something like that. Hold on,
because that was the creation of the term crisis actors that the right kept spinning on everybody, saying that these kids were crisis actors and probably being paid by George Soros to go against you folks not being able to keep your guns and shit like that.
It was Marjorie Douglas.
Okay, Marjorie Douglas. Gotcha.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High in Florida.
There we go. Thank you.
Her name was Naomi Wadler.
11, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. An 11-year-old young Black girl became a full-fledged, powerful voice. When he said, now, and if I get it wrong, please correct me, I am here to speak for the black girl voices who aren't heard, whose stories are ignored by the news. And I just and what was so powerful about it is you have two disgusting depictions of black female, you know, feminine femalehood, Black girls, horrible representation in Topsy and Bopsy. Girlhood, you have a strong young Black girl who just finally say, you know what? I just told two pigs to go fuck themselves. You think I'm scared? White pigs, mind you. White pork. Not the most delicious. You think I'm scared of you two? Oh, bitch, let me get on my Schwinn and show you something. And when she screamed and takes off and Topsy tries to swing at it. But I love how Topsy was like, oh, she want to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Start doing that
Right.
Missy Elliott.
Yeah, Topsy's
she
like,
started bouncing.
She started bouncing like,
Topsy's like, we got a game now.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna stick
Right.
this bitch. I'm gonna kill this bitch.
Now it became more challenging for her.
Thank you.
If
But
they-
she gave that Hippolyta yell.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody
that
was gonna
warrior
get it.
yell.
And what
She
I
ain't gonna
love,
make it easy.
if they'd have start playing pop, lock and drop it, pop, lock and drop, because it was that girl was on beat.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
have that soundtrack, to have this young 11-year-old give
Mhm.
this proclamation, give the
Right.
world notice.
Mhm.
Look, you can't, Misha Green,
Right.
whoever else sat with you, and I got a feeling it was just you.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna downplay anybody else that works on that show because y'all are all heroes in my book. Awesome people. Thank y'all for doing that. Thank y'all for just the soundtracks to the show, period.
You're right.
Last week we got the amazing Sun Ra. Made me lose my shit. We also had Nina Simone. We've had Gil Scott Heron.
Mhm. I know Raphael Sadiq is in part.
Yeah, the music
Raphael,
supervisor. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is
It's always him and someone else listed.
show.
Yeah.
This is
'Cause
third
he
show
was-
he's the music supervisor on.
Right.
And
Because he does
Insecure.
Insecure. He
No,
does
no.
HBO stuff. He must have
Yeah.
a contract with HBO.
Well, money,
Mhm.
paid up, bro. Do you?
I mean, give him all
Get
the
it.
coins because
Exactly.
he's earning it.
And
Whoever,
he's doing an amazing job.
but it's always
for
someone
that.
else listed with him sometimes.
Right.
So it's him and someone else who I'll pay more attention to next time. But
Yeah.
great job.
The cool thing was having that voice, and when you hear her say those first lines, and you hear the crowd erupt,
Right.
And Diana's
About
on her
value.
bike, and it's time to play chicken, and Topsy like, oh wait, and
Let the
you see
game
Bopsy's
begin.
shadow. Bopsy's shadow is like just throwing it, cabbage patching, running man,
Going
whatever.
left or right.
You know what?
But I feel like
go on.
We might be saying the same thing. I just feel like once that that audio came in, it was more so for me, she fighting against stereotypes.
Yes.
And she's fighting against what people see versus the reality of Black female childhood and innocence.
The stories that are not told.
Exactly. And then compare that with what's going on now with Kamala and
Pence.
them expecting all of the sister girl, honey, sugar pie, can't get angry, can't get mad, but constantly interrupted. But constantly disrespected. So, she's fighting against that. Those stereotypes.
And that's what I was going along those lines. And I was just going to have this as
the so-called leader of the country called Kamala Harris a monster.
A monster. Well,
a monster.
That's what I'm saying. And but my chaser was going to be this, Ashley, because you know what? On a lighter note, I'm going to hate post-COVID Halloween because I'm going to see all those little fucking people in those costumes of Topsy and Bopsy. And I'm going to have my own bag. I don't want to see that shit for Halloween.
Oh no, I already got I don't want to see from if you are of the Caucasian persuasion, which I doubt they will, but you can't put it past them. If you dress up like Topsy and Bopsy, I will come at you and hit you, not physically. I will serve you. We're gonna have a moment of we ain't doing blackface. Don't do blackface.
If you're not Black,
you shouldn't have that face.
Do not alter your skin tone. Because if you do everything else, we understand what the hell you're trying to say. You don't have to put makeup on
and
for
if
us
we
to know exactly who you're trying to be.
And if we don't, then
your costume sucks.
I'll ask. I'm not gonna say your costume trash. I'll ask you, who would you dress as? And if you go, oh, silly person, I'm Topsy. Okay, well, I'll be Bopsy. Let's have a dance off. You're gonna lose. And all is done.
Call it what it is.
Yeah, Topsy and Bopsy was like the You Got Served Part 2. That's the sequel we deserved with Topsy and Bopsy. Because dance moves.
Well, I'm gonna have nightmares against those little girls.
It's vicious and beautiful.
Y'all don't understand. I have nightmares like at the drop of a dime. The Shining scarred me. That Topsy and Bopsy. I finally got them out of my head. I was dreading this episode. I've been a little quiet because I keep seeing their faces are here. And in New Orleans, these old houses. I'm looking for something to come around the corner. Y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna
all
see
the alleys. Jesus.
I
Once
know.
if you hear
There's a long alley right by my house.
Look, if you
No.
hear somebody say,
Run.
"Stop that knocking on my door, let me in,"
Just run.
run your
Let
head.
me tell
Y'all,
you.
It
shotgun
remind me of
house.
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Say Ashley,
Jeepers
damn, y'all.
Creepers.
The
I'm
part
sorry.
where
We all in
she-
this together.
when she looked at the camera
You gonna
at
be on
us,
a date. I'm alone.
Yes,
When she's closing the door.
bitch is about to get real.
Like,
Time's is hard. But before, and we gotta hurry up and end it. I just want to say a huge, and I'm gonna get their names right. Huge shout out to Kaylin Harris and Bianca Bruton, who played Topsy and Bopsy.
Yeah.
Props to you young sisters. Holy crap, you have scared
Right.
2 of the 4.
right.
And your job, you did your job beautifully.
Yeah, I don't.
You did.
I don't want to see y'all in real life at all.
'Cause
I don't care if you
You wouldn't even recognize them. They are beautiful.
look.
They're very beautiful
I'm
young ladies,
gonna
man.
feel. I'm gonna feel that
Beautiful.
spirit. I'm gonna feel that spirit. No.
The capabilities are still
Well,
there.
if one of them do their shoulder like this,
I'm gone. I'm gonna be like, oh hell no.
back off.
Yeah,
You ain't-
yeah, no,
you,
no.
you may be bopsy, but I'm gonna bop you upside your head like a bop it.
Ooh,
Let's
child.
go. Let's go on with you. You know, but we now have the let's get to the final encounter. 2 final encounters, which was some serious payoff. We had the conversation with Ruby and Letty that led to y'all need to come upstairs. Captain Lancaster is waiting on them, wanting to search the house because, like Lancaster said, that girl is dead. She's nothing. Once
Couldn't get in.
Couldn't get in. But what I love is the way he tried, and it hit him in the face, and it's no fun. And he just went,
he's like, what the fuck,
bitch?
And wait, I gotta say this: with all that little white magic, that black magic is more fucking powerful because your ass could cross that threshold, bitch.
Just some little crosses, honey.
Yeah.
Some goat blood.
Salt and Pepper told y'all that back in 1989 with Black's Magic. What's wrong with y'all? The most powerful magic on earth. What is wrong with you people?
Some goat's blood.
Goat's blood.
Stopped you in your tracks.
A little old goat.
And a cross.
Right.
And
just a little cross. Right.
But the intention and the chanting.
Exactly. The intention.
Get back.
The intention.
That was ancestral. Get back.
If Captain, and I'm to my Lord of the Rings fans, let's just put it like this. Captain Lancaster was the Balrog. That crossing goat's blood was Gandalf. You shall not pass. Boy, did he not pass.
You shall not pass.
He was mad. He said,
bitch.
Yeah, he was.
Let's go. But
he like just looked around like, you dirty.
Who taught y'all? That's what he
right.
Ruby and Letty both said, oh shit. He know about magic. Oh, we know about magic.
Right.
And lo and behold, the bullets start
flying.
One of the tenants got shot in the leg.
Oh, okay.
The bullet grazed because it looked like it hit his leg, or it just grazed the leg, and he got out the way. Everybody mostly was upstairs. Thank goodness they were concentrating strictly on the first floor.
Right.
Ruby's on the ground. Letty's on the ground, but then all of a sudden, Letty has that moment of what?
Bullets.
That was powerful.
But with the bullets bouncing, but not on. I thought at first when she sat up and she had that look of,
this is some bullshit.
Yeah, like all of this, what I worked for, the things that we strive for, is being taken away by these pieces of shit. And then when you see the bullets finally just go boop, boop, they don't even get to her skin.
Right.
And she's just like, huh. And it reminded me, I don't know if y'all remember the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. Back in 2003. There's the moment when he, after he get bit and he's fighting Flash Thompson in the hallway. And when Flash goes to punch him and it goes in slow motion and Pete dodges and he looks and he just goes,
in school.
Huh. Yeah. That's what Letty did. Like that's what it reminded me of. Because she cocked her head to the side like,
right.
Huh.
All right, come on in. We got someone has a date.
Yeah.
I'm not rushing y'all.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey,
shut up.
Ain't 2 things that woman see. That's all we gonna say. And he
might change tonight.
Yeah.
Well, needs and wants is 2 different things.
Amen. Amen and amen.
Right.
But she also want him to chill the fuck out because Welcome to Devon County is happening. So we're gonna hurry up and they have the.
We need to talk about this demon that flew out the ground.
Yeah.
Which Shoggoth. With we see Tick Notice a police
Little
car,
pet.
freaks out. He gets to the house,
Mhm.
and what he sees, oh boy.
Whew, when all those guns had turned on him.
Yeah, and it kind of reminded me, even though they did it in his apartment while he was sleeping, it reminded me so much of two things: the Fred Hampton murder
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and the cop assault on Move in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, back in 1983 or 84, where there was this Black revolutionary group that had a whole street in Philadelphia. They had a bunch of row houses, and it was like it was a Black folks Waco. I hate to say it that way, but they stood. They had a standoff against the cops. The cops did started it. They started the shooting and firebombed the whole neighborhood. Firebombed that part of the neighborhood. Yeah, go check it out. It's a very horrible situation. It's Tulsa all over again, but you know there were things that happened. So as we have this moment of hands up, don't shoot, Tick puts his hands up. Tick is scared. Letty notices. Letty runs out, and old Barney Fife ass policeman pulls the trigger, and we are introduced to us. And this, I was giving it names all night, but I think I'm gonna stick with this one: a South Side Chicago or a Chi-Town Shoggoth. Because it was not gray and sickly looking like it was in Autumn. This thing was asphalt black. And I know whatchamacallit's house is somewhat on the north side. Well, it's on the white side of town, but it was a Black man that called it, and 9 out of 10, it was chilling in the south side. And he said, look, Cletus, I gotta go. This boy done call me. I gotta go see what Tick want. Well, bury under the street and ride the L line. All right, I'm here. And when he pops up, whole damn was fun. So much good fun was happening.
Right.
And the Shoggoth did what Shoggoths do: slaughter every motherfucker in sight.
Everything in sight.
Everything in sight. And I seriously thought it had caught Lancaster, but they had left. Because the guy that was on the ground,
I couldn't tell. I thought it did get Lancaster.
But you know what? I knew it wasn't him.
God damn it.
Because the cop that shot, that was trying to shoot it in the head and they bit the arm off.
Yeah,
I could tell there was a fully white man arm.
Yeah.
You know, so Lancaster survived. Him and his cronies survived. And it was scary because we didn't know if the Shoggoth really was a friend or foe.
Right.
Until Tick put his hand up and it just went, hey, boo. He was so nice. He was like, hey, I like kibbles and bits.
Give him the all clear.
Right. It was like, hey, them crackers? Yeah.
Right.
I ate them all.
Light work.
Ooh,
light
is when they were by the house after the thing blew up and you saw the cop fly.
Right.
You just saw.
They just both like looked up.
He threw that cop like they used to throw Jazz out of the house at on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I said, man, look at this madness. So that happens. Tick is safe. Letty is safe. They have a pet Shoggoth. Better than a Rottweiler. Way better than a pit bull. So now we know they have a pet that will fuck your day up. So he has his protection. So the spell worked. But the question is, what was the sacrifice? And also I was saying, people were saying, oh, no, that wasn't the spell. Christina sent it. So maybe we'll see in next episode or episode 10. We don't know. But the main confrontation, strong Black woman versus stereotypes. Topsy and Bopsy, pop locking. Filled with death in their eyes and poison in their fingernails. They must have went to pretty cute nails. How you like your nail today? Because they got the extra gloss with the heavy enamel. Don't ask me. I don't even know if that's a true term. I as you can see, I bite my nails. I don't care. So Diana decided to go full. How can I put it? Every woman who had enough and went after her attacker type movie. Or as I like to call them, Lifetime world premieres. She decided it was time to step up, show out, and take these two little crack-headed bitches to task.
Yeah, she locked
time
every
to-
door.
She locked
for-
every door except one. She said, there ain't gonna
Right.
be no way in. There's only one way in,
Mhm.
and you ain't coming out.
Right.
And when Topsy showed up,
But she planned for, like, she started writing or drawing.
yeah,
or
she was
something.
drawing. And I think she
Yeah.
was trying to tell the story because keep in
In
mind, now
case.
I'm going on the books.
Right.
The way Horace told the story, he drew it. But when he
Mhm.
tried to write words, he would start getting an asthma attack. But he figured out
okay.
if I can draw the
If
story,
he could draw it and let them know
Then
what's
they
going on.
they can find out.
Okay, because I
Right.
figured she was doing something to let someone know in
Yeah.
case, the worst.
Right, because
Yeah.
she was drawing, because she did the picture of Topsy and Bopsy showing up. She did the picture of Bopsy popping her head out of the Woody.
Right.
You remember
Uh-huh.
when she went to the Woody and then Bopsy was like, hey, go. And she was going into the next one, but then here come Topsy. And Topsy's like, hey, you ready to do the set it off? You know?
Batter up.
Come on, I'm ready. You guys
Batter up.
serve. Topsy was like, I'm
Outside,
the
she was-
yeah. No, Topsy came in like, I'm the Omorion of this. Come on, bring it.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, Diana brought it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
With
what.
an ass.
Ooh, she started
That's
whipping
right.
the hell out of Topsy. And then Bopsy,
And
like,
then
Bopsy shows up, start whipping ass on Bopsy. And then, as Ashley would like to say it, here come Montrose.
Montrose, a fucking man
You know
in the
what?
way.
What's wrong, baby?
Yeah. What's wrong with you, baby?
While her arm is bleeding.
No,
Let
her arm
me
wasn't
go.
bleeding yet.
Let her
Her
go.
arm wasn't. Oh, wait. No, did he yell? He yelled, what's wrong with your baby when he
He
held her,
yelled, "What's
right?
wrong?" And then he
Yeah.
grabbed her, and then
'Cause
then
she's
they started
yelling,
biting
let
her.
me go.
Or
Let me
one
go.
of them started biting her.
I wasn't
Yeah.
biting. She stuck her fingernails,
Yeah.
those nails into her
okay.
arm. Because if you notice, it started to make a track.
Right.
Mhm.
It was
Okay, gotcha.
infecting
Yeah,
her. And,
Mm-hmm.
he's just like, what's wrong, baby? What's wrong? And I'm like, I
Let me
started
go. Let me
yelling,
go.
let her go. Let her
Uh-huh.
go. She left you clues.
Always-
That's when I
When
said,
somebody is fighting, demons or otherwise, you don't touch them. You let them
Exactly.
No,
fight. I don't care if
let
it's
'em fight.
imaginary. Just
Let 'em
let them
go.
fight.
Subway,
Because
so
you
I'm
get in
gonna
the
win.
way.
So I can help out. Where is she?
Right.
Yeah.
Or just and if you think they're crazy, let them fight the demons until they tired. Like let them
Exactly.
go. Like
Actually,
you just let them
thank
fight.
So
But
yeah,
no, y'all want to save the damn day.
yeah. You know what? I'll take that. All right.
Him
Yeah.
and take. Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all
so-
they did too much this episode.
The first time he tried, he did the hero thing, commendable.
Mm-hmm.
This time, at first, I still have a little something, like, hey, he couldn't see what
didn't
she was
know.
fighting.
He-
He didn't
yeah.
know. I'll say this. You know
he
what?
know
Feign the
magic
ignorance.
exists.
Exactly.
He does.
You know magic exists.
Yes,
But-
Why are
even
you
when-
doing this?
But I guess he didn't think it was coming after Diana. Or
Diana.
a child, or they were
Right.
involved,
Right. But even when she told Letty early on in that episode,
Yeah.
Letty didn't even
almost
believe him.
thinking it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, what do you
Mhm.
want? And I'm like, really? You know about
But-
it too?
And they
Right,
don't
but-
believe, and it goes to you. You're not believing children when they tell
Exactly.
you something.
Exactly.
They always
So-
discredit children.
So
And I'm
believe
like,
the
if you got an
kids,
imaginary friend, okay.
sometimes, no matter how wild it gets, listen to the kids. Sometimes, no,
Yes.
most of the time,
Yes.
they're right. So,
Right.
so with that, she's being infected. We see the Shoggoth. Tick touches the Shoggoth. Or the Shoggoth is like, it's okay, boo. We good. We people.
Right.
Look at us. We the same color. We good.
Mhm.
We family. And it ends. Now, we know episode 9 is about to get rowdy. We know things are getting crazy. And I remember I
Mhm.
said it was called Tulsa.
Mhm.
But come to find out, they changed the title and it will be called Rewind 1921.
Okay, well, same
Ah.
So same thing.
said
Same
another,
thing.
Right.
another way.
So
Right.
here's some questions. I hope I'm gonna ask. Well, one question: who is the woman in the future with the robotic arm? I think
Mhm.
one or two people. Hippolyta, because remember, Hippolyta had the things in
Mhm.
her wrist, not risk, excuse me, in her wrist, but also only if she transcended. Because remember,
Mhm.
does the process hurt? No. But if I don't want to go, I could go through this portal and head back home. Yeah, you can. You're not a prisoner. So I'm thinking the woman in the hoodie with the robotic arm is Hippolyta. or Diana.
Diane. That's what I think. I think it's Diana.
Because the things for next episode, Ruby goes, I can get Christina to do it. She'll do it for me, which is lift the curse off of Diana. Because if you notice, did you see what Diana was turning into? She was turning into Topsy, or probably Bopsy. She was turning into them. So
Right.
I think maybe, just maybe, my craziness, Christina has a little setup. I think
as a what?
She's got this all set up.
Oh,
I think she takes
she
away.
She use it to her advantage.
Yeah, she uses her advantage, but she takes away the curse. But with taking away the curse, remember, intention, sacrifice.
Right.
We got to lose the arm. And I that's just me. That is just me. I can be wrong, but I want to lean more to Hippolyta because Hippolyta is with the beyond, with Seraphina, aka Beyond Say. So I'm thinking it's Hippolyta. That's my thing about it. And we're leading up to the autonomous what is it?
Equinox.
Where she needs Tick to sacrifice Tick in order to become immortal and a god, or God itself. So anybody have, I'm sorry, Melissa, you have any predictions or questions?
I was just thinking about, I was thinking about
play the Jeopardy music.
I was trying to think of if I could see why you think it would be Hippolyta. But then I don't know, that seems a little too convenient for me.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. But once again, it's science fiction. Everything is convenient.
And inconvenient too at the same time.
True.
But I kind of like Gadir thinking that it's Diana, since especially since the arm, and like you're saying, because it was that arm and
it was infected.
Right.
And what do you do with an infected? You got us. So we'll see. That is interesting to me though. But I'm just concentrating on Christina. I don't think she's gonna get the end, no matter what Ashley that she thinks she's gonna get. I think I think she's played herself so pretty.
All right. So we got
that is gonna be like
untouchable.
Okay. So we got Melissa saying it's probably Diana.
Yeah, I think
it's Diana. Okay. Gadir, you going with Diana?
Yes.
The woman in the hoodie is Diana. Ashley?
I don't know. I'm thinking Diana too, just because of the arm.
Yeah.
But who else would have known Tick was going to be there at that time if he did travel in the future? But either Diana or
Hippolyta,
Hippolyta, or they sent a beyond person to give that to him.
Yeah, it could be someone totally different.
Because even if Hippolyta dies, or like it's in the future, and maybe Hippolyta is living or dead, she knows that she can transcend into these beings.
Right.
So even if she didn't do it then when they offered it to her, that doesn't mean she doesn't do it in the future.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I just know I feel in my heart of hearts that Hippolyta about to come and save the day.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, she's still there.
Because they turned the machine on.
Yeah,
they were able to turn the machine on.
Right, and I do feel like Hippolyta is going to, of course, resurge. But I also feel like Tick has a trio or a quadrant of women that are going to protect him, because he has the nine-tailed fox that's still in love with him.
Yeah.
He has Letty, who's gonna wreck shit regardless.
He has a supernatural Dora Milaje.
Exactly. He has all these women surrounding him that I think are all going to play a role eventually in him, succeeding, or at least not dying per se.
What if it's Tree?
You know what?
Tree messy ass.
Tree gonna be like,
I'm just
here's
being
the book
silly.
from your son. Oh, I told you your daddy was gay, and push him
Tree
right back into the portal.
I was just being.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fall out if Tree pops back up.
Oh, Tree gonna pop back up.
Messy ass.
Tree gonna probably pop up in the season finale, and 9 out of 10, he's probably gonna be the savior.
You know what I'm
Tree is Samuel Braithwaite,
he
reincarnated.
He's trying to be the savior.
We'll see. And on that note,
okay, Gadir got one more thing to say, and then we gotta wrap it up.
I'm hoping that Christina thinks she's gonna be God, right? But Bruce fucks her up. I really hope that happens. Ruby.
Oh yeah. I hope Ruby is playing her. I really do, in my heart of hearts, hope that Ruby is playing her, because Ruby's still a black woman.
Right, but she said with magic, I can create my own space.
Yeah,
so teach me all that you got to teach
using
me.
Ruby like Ruby's using. I mean, I hope Ruby is using her.
Yeah,
like Christina's using her,
like a double cross.
I hope so.
It's a triple cross.
That's the only logical conclusion that I'm coming to.
I feel like it. Yeah.
Especially historically, how black people and brown people have had to survive in this country. We had to.
You got to play the game.
You got to learn. You got to play the game.
It,
and then
you
play
know.
it.
Yeah.
So
I hope so, because Ruby needs to be redeemed.
Yes.
And right now she's teetering on so you with the white bitch.
Ruby. See, it's not hard to outsmart them. The only thing is they still have the law on their side.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They have the structure, but they don't have this. They think
they don't.
That's why they're always shocked when they do get egg on their face. It's like,
exactly. Because Christina had stopped in her tracks when Tick knew about the equinox.
Right.
She was paused and she was literally
like,
shocked, because she really do think she's the smartest person in the room.
How dare Negro says what?
And you know what?
She was shocked.
And that goes exactly, and that goes back to how black people back then had to they said, "Oh, look at him, dumb, you know what? Doesn't know how to read." And the newspaper's upside down. And all the while, the black person is learning how to read upside down and still fooling you into thinking that, "Oh yeah, I am dumb like you're thinking." I'm all the while
I'm on another level.
And that's historical fact. They have actual accounts of that. So that's why I think that Christina's gonna get.
I hope so, but
I'm telling you, Ashley,
I feel like she's going to lose the battle.
We win.
But she's gonna live
win the war.
Right.
We gotta do the Star Trek thing here. No, we know. We win. We win the war.
I hope I'm wrong.
Hey, you may lose a battle, but you will win the war.
Exactly.
I want a second season.
Well, and let's keep our fingers crossed that it does happen. There has not been an announcement yet from HBO, but
it depends on how they wrap it. You know?
It really
I want
depends.
a conclusion. I do want a
conclusion.
conclusion.
I'm good with things ending if they're ended right. And I don't want 50 million seasons and then it's like, oh
no, just because it's successful. It could be successful as it is, and then
you hear that, Shonda Rhimes?
More black shows.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
More sci-fi.
You open the door. Other creators, let them have their,
And all I can say to that is, hey, Shonda Rhimes, you listening? Just saying. But the check is nice. Keep making what you're making. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, sadly, we have a tour guide that needs to go give a one-on-one tour.
Have a good day.
Yes.
So
thanks.
Hopefully there is no Shoggoth, but if it is, it might be a Southside Chicago one who's asphalt black and will protect them as they go and enjoy the tour that will be given in more ways than one. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 8 of Welcome to Devon County, the greatest, best, all-around fantastic recap and review show of HBO Lovecraft Country that you can watch every day that you want to on YouTube. And hopefully soon I will drop all of these in podcast form so you can take it on the go and listen to it in your car and just say, those 4 people are out their goddamn mind. What are they know? Well, we know a lot. That's why we're tour guides.
Right.
Ha! Live with that. We got the badges, bitch. Anyway, before we go, don't forget, we have merch. Teespring, TeePublic, description. Read the description at the bottom. 4 links. Shirts are dope. Look at these beautiful, just showing off. Stop looking at their breasts. Their eyes are up here, but the badge is right here. Concentrate. Also, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Be a part of the conversation, everybody. We want to hear from you guys. So leave comments. I think that is it. That is all. As usual, like the great Maya Angelou would say, and this is to Karens and Malik's and Jabaris and Kins and Brads and Tataniqua and Tatalalicious. It's for all of y'all. When you know better, you do better. So God damn it, go and know and do better. It's plain and simple. So in parting, as usual, wash your hands, wash your feet, wash your ass. Please. There's been a lot of stinky motherfuckers lately. Just because Delta came to Louisiana and gave us a cool breeze, that don't mean that hide the funk. Wash your ass. But more importantly, please wear a goddamn mask, y'all. It's not fucking hard. It's not rocket science. Just because you see the bruised Tangerine take off his mask, pay attention. He was sucking in air. He couldn't breathe.
Right.
keep in mind, the man is getting top shelf health care.
It's not the same.
You're not.
Mm-hmm.
So protect you and the ones you love and the strangers who don't know your ass. Wear a damn.
Because y'all look stupid getting kicked out of stores. At this point, just put the mask on. Y'all look dumb.
Stop. We know you love Dollar General, but right now, Dollar General don't want to fuck up their profits.
Right.
So
just put it on.
Just put a mask on. Bedazzle it. Put maggot and proud. I don't care. You know, just put a mask on.
Proud.
You know, and for some of y'all, kind of make y'all look better. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. The sun is actually gone down. So y'all know Devon County is that kind of county. It's a sundown county. So pack your shit, get in your woody, and go on out of here because you do not want to stay longer to see what could happen to yourself. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to my tour guides, to my fellow tour guides. Love y'all. Thank y'all always for being a part of this madness. To the viewers, thank you for watching this madness. And for new viewers, congratulations to the show with no name. We are finally 400 subscribers.
Nice.
400 subscribers to give me 400 or more views of every video. Because we're on the road to 1,000. We have some more great things coming. I'm shaking my mic. I'm taking too long, so it's time to say goodbye.
Wait, and that might mean that they hate one of us. I wonder whose polarizing personality they do not like the most.
Me. Stop trying to take all the goddamn glory. So
they're probably like that bitch.
But then they should watch because then they could talk shit about that bitch, which is me.
Watch, subscribe, comment,
and if you look, even if you say
if you love to hate.
Exactly. Let us hear it.
Hate on.
Let it be known because we already know.
We got to take some of their comments in one of these and just look at them and just.
Trust me. There are people who have put some really awesome comments, and I really got to show them love, but not in this episode. But trust me,
I know another one. Because listen, Ashley, the gorgeous Ashley.
We need to let her go on her tour.
Back on that proposition about. You know what? Well, we know.
Because what we don't want is her her tourists. The little one-on-one group that she in, we don't want that tourist to give a bad Yelp review. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, well, guess
5
what?
Stars.
5 stars. Oh, you know what? I ain't got nothing to say after that. Ladies and gentlemen,
if he gives you any shit, turn him on to us. He'll know what's up.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? He's a fellow blurred. I have love for him.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yes.
Just have fun. Have fun. Have fun.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.
All right. So for Melissa Marie Newell, Gadir McHale, Ashley Effin Bro, who needs to get her ass out of here, I am Anthony Sterling. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Good night. Good life. We'll catch you next time. Next week, I may have some special guests. Laters.